Folks, this is Invest Now America. I'm your host, and we have a first-time guest with us. This is Brother Jerald Muhammad. He's out of Kentucky. I've known this brother for a long time, and I kept saying to myself, man, I need to get him on because I knew he's in the insurance business, and I also knew he's someone I could trust. I can trust that he's going to give us solid, accurate information. And I think, that's what we need. We always need solid, accurate information. We don't need a bunch of hype. Just give me solid, accurate information. Brother Jerald, thank you for taking time out to talk to my listeners today.
Sure.
We only got about 15, 20 minutes, so I'm going to jump right into it. My listeners know that's the way I do it. Brother,
okay.
Why did you get into the insurance business?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. And good to see you, even though it's through technology. It's been a while. Yeah. But what attracted me to the business wasn't so much the financial opportunity, but the freedom. I knew two insurance agents as a young man. They were, I would see them out during the day. A buddy of mine owned a store. One guy would come in there and hang out for an hour and a half and chit chat. And then I played high school basketball, and one of the guys I played ball with, his dad was a State Farm agent. He was at every game. He was at every practice. He would take the team out to eat, after games. And what appealed to me about the business was the independence and the quality of life. That was the initial interest. Once I've got interested in it, then I learned that there is a good financial opportunity there, if you get with the right company and the right situation that fits you.
And how does so you basically were sort of inspired by what you saw. So how could a young person, or anybody for that matter, get involved? What do they just pick up the phone and call a company, or what?
Well, if anybody wants to learn about the insurance business, they can call me. I can help them and guide them through it. I have an agency. They can come work for me. I was just on the phone for this, giving some advice to a guy that's not even with my agency. So it's kind of like a brotherhood amongst a lot of insurance agents. But first, you have to get an insurance license, which that process in Kentucky and in most states, it's about a week, 1 week school. So if you want a life and health license, it's about a 5-day school. It's going to cost you about $225, no more than $250. If you take it online, it's going to be a little bit less expensive. So a week to take the course, you get a certificate that you completed the course. Once you get your certificate that you've completed the course, you basically at that time can register with the state to take the exam. In Kentucky, you can take an exam at JCC. In Indiana, you can take an exam at Ivy Tech. So just depends on what state that you're in. Usually local community colleges host testing sites.
Okay. And brother, do you feel comfortable in giving us your business number? Sure.
I can be reached at 502-403-4242. That's 502-403-4242. And with the life insurance, what I kind of specialize in with life insurance, Corbin, is I mostly just do final expense to take care of burial expenses. I do some of the bigger policies, the $200,000, the $500,000 policies. I don't do a lot of them. For one reason, dealing with our people, when you get the bigger policies, it's a lot more intense medical information. And generally, if you're over a certain amount of that you're applying for, you have to be able to prove why you need that much insurance. So, if you have, the average person can get maybe $100,000 policy, but if you want a $500,000 policy and you only earn $25,000 a year, a company wants to know why do you need that much money. Some companies can even make you provide a tax return. So, it could be, hey, I own a rental property, so I need money to cover the balance of that mortgage. So, but the bigger reason, Corbin, dealing with our people is they don't like taking medical exams. So they're going to draw blood if you get a big policy. They may want a urine sample. And if you're not willing to take that, then the amounts are limited. Black folks don't like needles. They don't want to take an exam. So when I would schedule those big policies, I would do all the work, and they would be no show for their medical exams. The companies pay for the exam. They'll come to your house, but some of them just wouldn't, they wouldn't show up. So I do a lot of simplified stuff with no medical exams, easy issue, ask a series of questions. You either get the policy or you don't. That's what I specialize in for life insurance. But mostly what I do now is Medicare insurance. That's a bulk of my business now, people that have Medicare.
Now, what is that? What's Medicare insurance? What is that covering?
Well, basically Medicare, anybody that's 65 and older, 99% of the time they have Medicare just from paying into Social Security. Okay. Medicare has two parts, actually Part A and Part B on original Medicare, which A is hospital, B is medical. So basically when you have Medicare pays 80% of all of your medical bills. So there's additional 20% that's not paid. So there's policies that are offered either through a Medicare supplement that picks up the 20% not paid by Medicare, or Medicare Advantage plans, which is what they would call Part C of Medicare. Actually, they're low cost or no cost plans that you see on these commercials on TV, Jimmy J.J. Walker and Joe Namath. I do those policies. They don't cost anything. They give dental, vision, free transportation to and from the doctor. And the big thing this year, they're even doing free groceries on the plan. Wow. So as long as they have the red, white, and blue Medicare card, they can qualify for these plans. You get Medicare generally two ways: one, by being 65 or older, or being on disability for more than 24 months.
Wow. Okay. Brother, we only got a few minutes left. Why should someone get life insurance? What's that doing for them?
Well, that's an excellent question. Life insurance is not for you. It's for the people that you love.
Wow.
I'm going to say that again. It's not for me. It's for the people that I love. So I see a lot of people, they say, I love my grandbaby, so I'm going to take out a policy on my grandbaby. I love my children and my wife, so I took out policies on myself, so that when something happens to me, they are taken care of. Okay. And if you don't have a family, then you don't want to be a burden on the family that you do have. So even if you don't have a wife, you don't have children, you don't want to be a burden where there's a GoFundMe page. All the good work that Corbin did, all the good work that Jerald did, now there's a GoFundMe page to take care of our burial expenses. And this happens in our community with the work you've done. You've seen it over the years.
Yes, sir.
And we need to have a frank conversation. It's not anybody's responsibility to bury your loved ones. You know, you can get policies for $10, $15, $25, $30 a month. It's cheaper than a carton of cigarettes. You know, most people spend more money on cigarettes in a month than they do life insurance. Most people spend more money on a cell phone bill or cable television bill in a month than they will on life insurance. So you want to be able to take care of your burial, but also replace loss of income. And generally, you know, even if you have a spouse that's working, they may need to take 6 months off. They may need to take a year off. Right. There may be additional child care or transportation needs, because not only is your spouse gone, that extra income is gone. That extra driver to pick the kids up from practice and drop them off is gone. You know, you may have to have a maid in the house now to clean, because, I mean, there's just a lot of things you don't think about it. Right. And there are some women, you know, like my wife didn't work outside the house for 20 years, but we still had life insurance on them because I was busy building my business. If something happened to her, then who's going to look after the children? Who's going to look after the house? Right. So even though she didn't generate an income, there was still a monetary value on what she did, and to replace her loss, God forbid if that would have happened.
Brother, I feel as if I just went through a college course. And
well,
happy
I try to keep it simple.
Right.
And one of the ways, believe it or not, that millionaires are made in America, one of the number one ways is through home ownership. and through being the beneficiary of a life insurance policy.
Wow.
Because if you have $300,000 on yourself, if you die, that's $300,000 for your children to go build their future, or your nieces or your nephews.
Right.
You know, so it's you'll be surprised how many white folks do that, and people from other communities, where we leave our family. Not only are we gone, but we leave them with a burden when we're gone.
Yes. That's exactly what happened with me and my sister. My father didn't have that insurance, brother. We lost a house.
Wow.
We lost a house, brother. And that house,
Wow.
he bought it for like 25, 30 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I actually went back to the house years later and talked with the owner, and I looked up the property values, valued at like $130,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you take that $125,000 and that was paid off, I mean, you could take money out against that house,
Yes.
you know, use that and invest in your business, invest in your podcast, college fund. You know, if you're into online investing, you know, there's money there for that.
Right. Absolutely. Well, brother, I'm gonna stop here. We've got your number. For those who might be interested in the insurance business, maybe become an agent,
sure.
maybe, you know, hooking up with you. And of course, people should feel free to contact you. Hey, I need to talk about burial insurance. I need to talk about life insurance.
Sure.
That number is 502-403-4242, Jerald Muhammad.
Yes.
Brother, I want to thank you for that. I also want to say to my listeners, this is Invest Now America. I'm your host. Go to Facebook and become a friend at my Facebook page, Invest Now America. Brother, I hope that sometime I can have you back, talk about some other things. You think that might be?
Hey, I enjoyed it, man. Thank you. And thank you for what you do.